Guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing what happened in the markets this week, kind of have just an overall recap, as well as some updates on some of the swing plays that I've discussed on the channel. So just to reiterate, I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure you do your own research before investing. Also, guys, if you find value in today's video, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy our content, and hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can let you know when we release new content. So let's dive on into it. And it was definitely an ugly week, to say the least. We've been talking about a pullback for the past couple of weeks on the channel, and we finally got it. And it's been, going on kind of slow and steady past week, week and a half, I guess. But the S&P 500, Dow Jones, and even the NASDAQ all down roughly about 2% for the week. And I'm going to show you on the charts, specifically on the S&P, how we do have room and potential for more downside, and I just want you to kind of be aware of some specific numbers on that S&P 500 moving forward, and I want to show you some updates on our plays as far as where we are on the charts and some buy zones and some key support and resistance levels. All right, guys, so I'm here on the S&P 500 chart, and you see that again we hit all-time highs. So we talked about, we're going to have a pullback or correction, and pretty normal. And it slowly started coming down. We tried to push back up, roll back over, but it's happening kind of slowly, right? It's not a big panic sale or anything like that to where everything should, everything is falling, but it's not like a huge like craze like it was back in March. But it's still a little uneasy watching everything just continue to get beat down. So just keep an eye on these numbers here. 3778 on the S&P 500. So that's going to be your SMA line. If it bounces off of there and moves forward, that's a great sign. If it falls below there, then that's where it's kind of going to be like, okay, now we have to really pay attention, because now we break that trend line, and we could be changing our entire pattern here. We could be going into a downtrend. So if we do, it doesn't mean that the market's going to necessarily crash, but temporarily we could fall into we see more and more downside, and your overall support would be 3718, and you want to see if it'll bounce up above that or go below that. Now, one thing to keep in mind too is there's the stimulus talk going on, and the House just passed the stimulus bill, and now it's on to the Senate. So I think that's going to be in everyone's mind, and that's going to be something to keep an eye on. Is if they get it passed, I think that's going to be a great catalyst to push us forward and pop us even further. If it doesn't, if it gets rejected, I can see it pulling us down and having a a pretty decent correction and spooking the markets, and possibly breaking below the support and pulling it down lower. But I'm not saying it's going to go as low as it did in March, but that's always a possibility. So I personally didn't buy anything this past week. I just kind of sat on the sidelines and watched. And that's actually what I may do again this upcoming week, until we know exactly what's happening, because nobody can tell you exactly where the bottom's going to be. If they tell you, well, this is as slow as it's going to go, they don't know. I promise you. Okay, so if you have cash on the sidelines and you haven't bought anything, and if you have that feeling in your stomach, like, I don't know if I should, listen to that feeling, because you're probably right. You want to make sure that, all the blood's out the water, and you have you're at ease, and that it's a good time to come in and buy. So let me go over some of the plays that I have, and talk about some things that they may have coming up for them, or some things that may have happened during the week, and my plan moving forward. Okay, guys, first one is FNGU. As you see that we broke our support, and then we bounced off of our SMA line. So this one I haven't bought anything yet, because if we have another bad week next week, then this is going to fall lower, which makes it more attractive to me. It'll get me an opportunity to buy it at some cheaper prices per share. And this is the ETN that tracks a lot of our major tech companies like Tesla, Apple, Google, Nvidia. So it's, not surprising that it fell because all those companies fell as well. So key support on that's 31.45. If it holds there, that's a good sign. If it falls lower, then your next one would be 26.80. And this is a 3 times leverage ETN. So, whenever the holdings that are inside of it do well, it's going to pop really well. Whenever they do bad, like they did last week, it's going to fall. So it's one thing that you just have to, kind of keep in mind if you're going to get into it. Next one up is GNOG, and this one fell, all the way into the 15s again, and it's holding support, around this 1537 level. Did get as low as 14 in the 14s, and um, actually it's in there now. I'm sorry, it's 1357, not 1557. So it's around 1450 a share right now. And as you can see, it's been on a steady decline ever since that merger was announced. It's just been going down and down and down. So I've continued to hold this stock and considering buying more at this level. And I think that these prices would be, very, very attractive. I think it's going to go, at least back up to $20, not, overnight or anything. But they did have some good news coming out, and they reached an agreement with Tioga Downs Racetrack in New York. Basically, the agreement offers the company market access to the state of New York for online casino wagering under the Tioga Downs license. Subject to regulatory approval, the company said that as a part of the 20-year agreement, the company will pay Tioga Downs, which is one of the 7 commercial and tribal casinos in the state, a percentage of its gaming revenue. So they'll be able to operate under that name, Tioga Downs. So that's a good, I think a good thing for them. It stinks because you're giving away some of your revenue, but if it's a a well-known name in the area, if they can go under that, that's a good thing. It'll help, create some brand recognition, I guess, and, create some more revenue. So I think when earnings come out, for this play, it's going to pop and maybe push us higher, but eventually we will see a trend reversal. It's just a matter of when. So in my opinion, now is a good time to buy at these levels. Anywhere in the $13 to $15 range would be an attractive price point for me. All right, guys, next up is HEMP Incorporated, ticker symbol HEMP. And we talked a little bit about this earlier in the week. I made a video about how they plan to expand in Florida and have build out a lot of processing centers. So that's a good thing long term. The market didn't really react much to it. I think, again, for this, I think when earnings come out for this particular play, we're going to see hopefully some good earnings, and that'll continue moving it in the right direction. So anywhere in this area, guys, I feel is a good price point. I'm hoping it does dip a little bit lower, close to that support line of 0.013. Yes, I'm being very picky and cheap, but that's just how I am. So, if it just stays around this level and holds and doesn't move much, then I may just go ahead and bite the bullet and finish out my position here. But it has been selling off for over a week now, so it may sell off for a couple of more days, and then maybe once the market starts figuring out where it wants to go, maybe that's whenever it'll start pushing back up. Okay, next up is IDEX, ticker symbol IDEX. As you see here, guys, we did break below that SMA line, so that's kind of concerning, and usually triggers that we're in a reversal pattern from an uptrend to a downtrend. And as you see, we did break below. We did hold support at about the $3 level, and we did get a buy signal right at the close on Friday. So, if it holds around that $3 mark, for this upcoming week, then, and we see the market kind of start settling down a little bit, then I may average down here there on that $3 level. I did buy at about the 370, 375 mark, I believe. So I am down right now. I'm hoping that we can, correct and get above that resistance of 365 and hold there. That would make me feel a lot more comfortable. Next up, guys, SNPW, Sun Pacific Holding Corp. And this company actually had some press releases come out, a couple of them actually this week, about their processing facilities and talking about how they're not doing a reverse split. But they have a lot of good things going for them, guys, including they're going to actually implement some charging stations for electric vehicles at some of their their stations now. So they have a lot of things in the works, and it's really under the radar. So I'm in this stock. I'm probably going to buy more, and I'm hoping that we could, bust out and break over that 13.5 cent mark and push forward in the upcoming week or so. But I see this one doubling in a short term. And last but not least, guys, ZNOG, ticker symbol ZNOG, Zion Oil and Gas. And we talked about it's forming a cup and handle pattern. We thought it was going to bust through and hold that support of 74 cents. But you can see here, it's really unpredictable. We busted all the way up to about 78 cents, 80 cents, and then just fell right back down. So a lot of day trading going on here. Not much happening. I'm trying to be patient with this one. I know it's supposed to start moving here in the next couple of months, and I'm hoping that we do see it. If it doesn't, if if we don't get some buying coming in off the open on Monday morning, like I said the other day, we could see some potential for more downside. And right now in the level that we're at, your support's at about 48 cents. Okay, so that means we could actually go all the way down to 48 cents. But if it does go that down and that low, then I really feel like we're going to pop straight back up because people are going to buy it up at those levels. So, okay, guys, that's all I have for today. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Look out for our stock pick video tomorrow afternoon. That'll be coming to you after lunch sometime. So take care, guys, and enjoy your Saturday.